Hi people, Coach Heather here from King Cardin Fit Body Bootcamp. Nutrition news today. We had a holiday Monday yesterday, so I was not on here yesterday. So I'm on here today. What I wanted to talk about, it's a busy time for a lot of people. Kids are going back to school. For some of us, job changes. If we're teachers or working in the education field, some of us are going back to work in different capacities. Regardless, around the world, lots of changes going on. So what can we do to make our health a priority? Oftentimes, I am a mama myself, and oftentimes we lose sight of of being a parent, of being, keeping ourselves at the top of that list in terms of priorities. So when it comes to health, we do need to be sure that we are on the top of our game and that we are looking after ourselves. So what are some of the things we can do to make sure that we are, in fact, making our health a priority? So my list of things to do. Number one is don't try and change everything at once. Pick one thing and work on that. Build from there. So if we're setting goals, if we're talking about changing habits or starting new habits, choose one, do it well, do it the way you want to do it, celebrate that, and then bring something else into the mix. If we bite off too much all at once, it's too much to chew. So small steps, focus on one thing at a time. So prioritize. Make a list of the things that you'd like to incorporate into your lifestyle. Maybe it's a list that includes things that you want to take out of your current lifestyle, cutting back on some things, limiting other things, more things that you want to add, things you want to do a little differently. So make a list and then prioritize, and then choose one at a time. So not taking on too much at once, prioritizing small steps. Also recognizing that all of those steps add up to big changes. So making small adjustments here and there with your lifestyle, they are going to add up to big changes in the long run. So that is why we do one thing at a time, and we want to celebrate it when we do incorporate it in terms of a habit or a lifestyle change, or if it means taking something out that is still a lifestyle change, a new habit, we do want to celebrate it. So realizing when we've hit those goals, when we've hit those markers, and having a little celebration, a little time for ourselves. What else can I suggest? We want to focus on creating a new habit rather than a result. That is the big thing. Part of my job here at Fit Body Bootcamp is I do nutrition counseling. So I have people come in, I talk to them, we talk about their goals, why they're here, what they want to do. And a lot of the times I'll sit down, and when we talk about things that we want to change, new habits we want to form, things like that, I have clients talk about the result. We're focusing on the result. So if it's, I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, let's talk about the habits that we need to put into place to lose that 10 pounds. That is what we're going to focus on. It's not the end result. So try not to get caught up in the end result of those habits that you're trying to change or install, but rather focus on that, on the process itself, and making those habits part of your lifestyle, and not always just the end line. Just making sure that we're remembering that it is a process, and that's what we want to incorporate. If it is, for example, a weight loss goal, if we focus on just hitting that number on the scale, we're not going to remember how we got there. We're not going to focus and enjoy the process that it takes to create those habits to enable you to get to that end. So remember to focus on the result and not necessarily focus on the habits to get the result and not necessarily the result itself. Make sure that you're giving that habit change acknowledgement in itself. What else? When you fall off the wagon, which is inevitable, we are all human. You need to get back on that sucker as quickly as possible. You wake up Saturday morning and you slather your pancakes with chocolate syrup and whipped cream and who knows what. That's fine. Get over it. Get back on the wagon though. Don't give yourself like, oh, okay, well, I did this or I did that or I didn't do this or that. I'll get back on track on Monday. As soon as you slip, you get back on that wagon as quickly as possible. We all make mistakes. We all slip. We all learn from it. It's part of the process. We are all human. Allow yourself cheats. Allow yourself moderation. Nothing is off the table. Nothing. In terms of how often we have it or how much of it we have, yes, we need to take care of pay attention to that. But like ice cream, chocolate cake, Nobody says you can't have it. We just need to be mindful of how much, how often, and talk about moderation. So when you do slip off the wagon, you just get back on as quickly as you can. Put your head down and off you go. Recognize that, yes, you had a slip, but everybody does. We're all human. The other thing I suggest as well is scheduling your habits. If it is something that you need to incorporate into your life and it is going to be difficult, then mark it down. Put it on a calendar, make it visual, put it in your phone, whatever tracking method works best for you. But schedule it. So if it is something like water, right? We don't drink enough water. Pretty much everybody. I got my big water bottle right here that I just filled up before I sat down with you guys. A lot of us don't drink enough water. So put an app on your phone. There are lots of them that'll ding every hour on the hour when you're awake. Or when you have that big water bottle, take a marker and measure out a cup and 2 cups and 3 cups so that you know that, okay, it's 8 o'clock. This is where the line should be at 8 o'clock. This is where it should be at 9 o'clock. This is where it should be at 10 o'clock because you're drinking as much water as you need. So making sure that you're scheduling them in or marking them in, saying it, all good and dandy. But doing it is sometimes a whole other ballgame. So we have to use those tricks, those tools, whatever measure we can to make sure that we're actually doing the things that we want to do to make those changes that we want to make, right? So schedule it in. Whatever it is you need to do in terms of tricks or tools, get it done to incorporate it into your lifestyle. Yeah, that is about it. Celebrating those smaller successes. And I just think in the big picture, remembering that it's not selfish. I wanted to talk about this today because having the kids go back to school is a big thing. And I know over the summer, I would come and work out, and a couple of times my kids would say, like, oh, but you're always at the gym, or, okay, yes, it's part of my job, but then I'm also here working out as well. And I have to remind myself that it is making me a better me, and that in turn is making me a better mother. So yes, I will have more energy when we go to the park, or when we go to the beach, or when we go to the splash pad. I will be more focused. For me, when I'm working out in the gym, it is me time. So I get to de-stress, vent, get any frustrations from my day out. I get to socialize, I get to see people, just as myself, not as a coach or a counselor. So it is nice to have that time that is just about me. It may just be half an hour, it may just be 30 minutes, but I enjoy it for what it is. And it does make me a better coworker, a better family member, everything. So just making sure that you realize that, guys, because a lot of the time we guilt ourselves into something, or, kids, they say things and, they're still young. And of course, they would be with us 24/7 if they could. But sadly, that's just not how life works. So we just have to recognize that, we're human. And sometimes it's okay to make ourselves priority one, even if it is for just a short time. Because if that's going to make us a better person, then of course, that's a sacrifice that you need to make. And in terms of your health, it's not like you're taking that hour or that half an hour to go sit on a couch and drink a beer. If you're working out, if you're exercising, and if you're making healthy choices, then of course they should understand that and have them exercise, have them work out with you, incorporate them into those changes, and make them understand why you want to do it. Kids are amazing. They understand so much. So don't be afraid to sit down with them and talk to them about these changes and why you want to make them. And they may be a lot more supportive than you would think. But definitely just remembering that there's nothing wrong with having some you time and taking some time to do something that you want and enjoy it. So if you have any questions, anything that you want to talk about in terms of specific goals, any habits that you want to incorporate into your life, reach out to me at Fit Body Bootcamp, because that is one of the things that I do. I help people set their goals and help people reach them. So remember, guys, as we're going back to school, a lot of changes going on, to make sure that you're taking care of yourselves, incorporating those habits, those routines into your day that are going to make you a healthy, stronger, better person. At boot camp here, we have a great week coming up. We're wearing our school colors today, so we've had quite a few people coming in wearing their school colors, or old jerseys, or old jackets from school. So that has been great to see. We have a great board today. We also have a 6-week challenge coming up. So speaking of taking the time for yourself, we have a 6-week transformation challenge coming up. Then we're going to look at some fat loss, or look at eating plans. So looking at our macros, our proteins, our fats, our carbohydrates, how we can count them, how we can plan our meals so that it is something that we can incorporate in our daily lives, on the go, at work. and move forward from there. So if you are interested in that, have a look at our fan page below. There will be links to that. If you're already a member and you haven't got the link to sign up, let us know. We'll get you set up with that. Have a great week, people, and I will see you next week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.